Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 69 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Today we have a pair of AL East matchups on the road as we play the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below as we get closer to 250 subscribers. On the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays will be the lefty Ryan Yarbrough, who's having a pretty solid season through 16 starts. He's got a 3.15 ERA. He will start off his day against Alex Bregman, who is leading off, who's had a phenomenal month of June, hitting .314, 6 homers, 13 RBIs. Not quite his .365 May, but still very impressive nonetheless. He will lead us off with a full count and get a high cutter, drill it to left center. However, it will be caught out there for out number 1. And the Astros lineup is as follows. We'll start off with Alex Bregman. Then we will go to Mark Canha, who's playing right field today. Then Jose Altuve. Yordan Alvarez still in the 4th spot. Correa hitting 5th. Springer 6th. Josh Bell actually hitting 7th today. Avisail Garcia's in left. He'll hit 8th. And Stubbs behind the plate in the 9th spot. Here is Mark Canha. He's got a full count as well. He's going to chop a cutter right in front of the catcher, Zunino, who throws him out at first for the second out. Now we got Jose Altuve on an 0-1 count. He gets a curveball and hits it down the line in left field, and it's up against the wall. That's going to result in a 2-out double for Altuve as he slides safely into second base, and he's got his 16th double of the season. 2-2 count now to Alvarez. He cannot hit the changeup, so the Astros won't get anything in the top of the first, and they'll send Justin Verlander to the mound through 16 starts, .244 ERA. Having another dominant season. His whip has increased to above 1, but still, a 1.04 whip is not bad. He'll start off his day against Joey Wendle, hitting .269 on the season for Tampa. 2-0 to him, and he's going to hit a ball deep to left field. However, Garcia will track it down on the track, almost overruns it. And we'll take a look at Tampa Bay's lineup. Saul Wendle. Next up will be their big one-year contract free agency splash in Andrew McCutchen, followed by Jose Martinez at first base, Manuel Margot in left, Willie Adames at short, Yandy Diaz at third, Hunter Renfroe in center, Brian O'Grady is your DH, and Mike Zunino behind the plate. Very next batter, Andrew McCutchen. He slaps this one into right field. It's going to get up against the wall, and that'll be a 1-out double for McCutchen, who's had a pretty solid season in Tampa Bay. 0-2 to Martinez. He looks at a curveball on the edge, and that will be out number 2. Manuel Margot up next, 1-2 to him, and he gets a hold of the slider running away, but it's a weak dribbler at Altuve, and he'll throw him out at first to end the inning. Let's go top 3 now, still sitting at a 0-0 game. Garrett Stubbs leading off for us. First pitch to Stubbs, and he gets a cutter and slaps it up the middle for a base hit. Stubbs' hitting has improved dramatically in the past month. He has overtaken Maldonado and is now the starting catcher instead of platooning. However, unfortunately, Bregman grounds into a 6-4-3 double play, so that erases the runner. Next up, Mark Canha, 2-2 to him. He can't catch up to the curveball, and Yarbrough is dealing through 3 innings. Now we'll go to the Tampa Bay side now. Bottom 5 still tied up at 0, as both pitchers having really good performances here. Zunino did single back in the 3rd. He will be the leadoff man for Tampa. Fortunately, can't do the same thing in the 5th as he pops out into shallow center, where Altuve grabs it for out number 1. Back up to the top of the order, second baseman Joey Wendle gets a pitch down the middle, but drills it right at Springer in center. That'll be quick 2 outs for Verlander. McCutchen up next, 3-1 to him, chops it down the line, fielded by Bregman, throws him out at first, and both pitchers through 5 have pitched scoreless innings. How about top 7? Can we finally break it now? Yordan would be the man to do it. However, he is 0 for 2 on the day. Average has dropped recently, down to .242 now, and it's going to go even lower. He can't hit the curveball. That was a nasty curveball. And Yarbrough has strikeout number 4. Carlos Correa up next. Very next pitch, actually. He gets perfect timing on this one to left center and hits off the top of the wall. Man, that was inches away from clearing the fence, but now it is a 1-out double for Correa. So Astros finally have a chance to score. Correa pass ball. He takes third base, and now he's 90 feet away. All the Astros need is a fly ball to the outfield, as it is a pass ball by Zunino. Fortunately, Springer grounds it to the third baseman, who throws him out at first, and Correa can't go home on that. So now it's 2 outs. Josh Bell up next. He dribbles it to Diaz as well, and the Astros get nothing in the top of the 7th. We're still tied at 0-0. In the bottom of the 7th, Chris Devinsky would come into the game for the relief from Verlander. However, we're going to go bottom 9. Devinsky still in the game, and it is still 0-0. Rays can walk it off here with the only run of the ball game. Margot, though, doesn't accomplish that. He strikes out on the slider. That's going to bring us to Willy Adames now. First pitch to him. He turns on it, but it's popped up into left center, where Springer will make the play. And we're 1 out from going to extras scoreless. Ian Diaz now. First pitch to him as well. He slaps it to right field. And it is tracked down. No, Canna with the dive. Unfortunately, not able to get a hold of that one. I don't think he really needed to dive there. But that's a 2-out double. So the winning run is 180 feet away. They're going to bring in Wander Franco to pinch run for Tampa Bay. Get a little bit of speed out there, and Houston in response is going to turn to Ryan Presley to get the final out. Devinsky pitched well, but we're going to throw our best reliever out there, and he strikes out Renfroe. We're going to extras, comes out, does his job. So let's go into the top of the 10th, shall we? Andrew Kittredge coming to the mound for the Rays. And extras, we're not going to show every batter. We'll just show the important at-bat plates, otherwise this could take forever. Brian Hayes will go to third base in replace of Franco. We'll start off with Springer with 1 out in the top of the 10th, and he singles up the middle for a base hit. And the go-ahead run is now on base with 1 out. Bell up next, full count. That's going to draw the walk. So back-to-back base runners now for Houston. Takes us to the 8th spot where it's Garcia. 1-2. He slaps it down the line into right field. It's going to go home. Craig Springer comes to the plate, and he is in time. Safe at the plate. Beats the throw. First run of the ball game finally crosses home plate, and it belongs to the Astros. Altuve, however, does pop up into center field as we have 2 outs now for Bregman. 2-2 to him, and he strikes out on the changeup. So Astros get 1 in the top of the 10th. Is that 1 enough? Hand is going to come in to close. He is our new closer. His ERA is down to 3.80, so it seems like he's been doing a pretty good job. He'll start off with Brian O'Grady, the DH, and he gets a hold of a slider, hits it deep to right center. It's carrying, and it's over the wall. Solo shot for O'Grady, his 6th of the season, and the first batter Hand faces, he blows the lead. We were scoreless through 9, and then in the 10th inning, both teams decide to score a run. That's baseball for you. That makes sense. And now the Rays keep their not only game alive, but have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th. Next batter will dribble it to Altuve for the first out of the inning. Next up is the top of the order, Joey Wendell, 2-1. He dribbles it down the line as well. Bell will fill that one unassisted for the second out. Next up, Andrew McCutchen, 2-2 to him, and he can't do anything with it either. He grounds out, and we're going to go into the 11th inning. Now it's 1-1. Canna, though, in the top of the 11th, he's tired of this ball game. Absolutely destroys the high slider out to left center. Solo shot, 444 feet, his 16th of the season. And the Astros have the lead once more. It is now 2-1 Houston, thanks to the absolute bomb by Mark Canna. So now can Houston preserve this lead? However, it's still no outs. They're going to turn it over to Jalen Beeks off of the solo shot. And Astros have a prime opportunity to put more runs on the board. Full count to Altuve. He draws the walk. Still nobody out. Runner on first. Alvarez up next. First pitch to him, and he hits it down the line. And Hayes knocks it down. However, he can't throw out Alvarez. They will rule that one a base hit. I don't think that was an error either. And now 1-0 to Correa, and he hits it, and it bloops into the outfield. Another run will come around. It's 3-1 Astros, and it's still nobody out. The bats have finally come alive in extra innings. Springer up next, 1-2 to him. It gets away from the catcher. That is actually Inciarte behind the plate. However, he throws out Alvarez at third. Inciarte usually doesn't play catcher position, but he is in extras. Not sure what Ray's backup situation looks like. Is now a little ground ball, horrible base running, gets the man thrown out at second base. And now we have a runner on first with 2 outs for Bell. 1-2 to him. He strikes out swinging on the changeup. So hopefully 2 runs is enough this time. It's 3-1. Hand still in the game. Jose Martinez up first, and he bloops it to Altuve. for out number 1. Manuel Margot's turn. He hits it to Bell. Nice sliding stop by Bell. Throw to hand. Nice out number 2. Big time defensive play. Now it's up to Willie Adames. He walks to first base. So the tying run will come to the plate. It's Ke'Bryan Hayes. And he strikes out looking on the high fastball. Astros get it done in 11 innings. Your final score, Houston 3, Tampa Bay 1. And the Astros win game 1 of this 3-game set. Wasn't pretty late. Hand gets the win, but could have had a save. But nonetheless, it is enough. 3 runs, 13 hits, plenty of stranded base runners for Houston. And Kittredge gets the loss for Tampa Bay. Player of the game is Verlander. He went 6 scoreless innings, struck out 7 batters. And he rightfully so gets player of the game. However, he did not get the decision. Game 2, we do drop though to Tampa Bay 10-5, and we waited till the 9th inning again to score runs. This time wasn't enough. However, despite the 5 spot in the 9th, Tampa Bay, they put a 5 spot up in the 1st. Rough pitching performance. Looks like they threw Verlander out there again for an inning. Interesting call by Houston. Game 3, however, we do win the series 7-0. We absolutely blanked Tampa Bay. Altuve and Garcia went yard for Houston. And a nice performance by Urquidy, who was scoreless through 6, also struck out 7. So that'll take us to the back half of the episode where we play a 4-game series against the Yankees. I've been excited for this one as New York, one of the best teams in the American League. However, they are second in the AL East. And not only that, we'll be facing Garrett Cole. More on him in a second. Let's take a look at the lineups. Yankees, Tyler Wade, Gio Urshela, Gleyber Torres, Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, Luke Voit, Didi Gregorius, who's back in the Bronx, Joe Adell, who we've been very familiar with, just coming over recently by trade, and Kiki in right field. No Aaron Judge in the lineup for New York today. And on the mound, like I mentioned, is Garrett Cole, the former Houston Astro. A couple offseason ago, signed the biggest contract in history for a pitcher, and he's been worth every penny for New York. He'll start off against Michael Brantley, who's leading off now for Houston in this one. He draws the walk on the full count. So first runner is aboard. Next up, Alex Bregman, 1-2 to him. He strikes out on the slider. Nasty pitch by Cole. And that'll be out number 1. Altuve up next. He gets a full count, and he slaps it through the infield in the right side. So a nice little base hit for Altuve. Now there's 2 runners aboard for Yordan Alvarez. 2-2 to Alvarez. Inside fastball. He can't hit that. And nobody's going to hit that pitch. And that's out number 2 for New York. Bell up next, 1-2, and he hits it down the line and left over the glove of Urshela at third base. Runners will come around, and Houston strikes first in the 1st against Garrett Cole out of all pitchers. And now runners on second and third, 2 outs. George Springer up next, and he absolutely launches this pitch. A hanging curve to left center. It's gone into the second deck. Nice catch by the fan out there. 446 feet for Springer. His 7th of the season. And Houston now has a 4-0 lead here in the 1st inning against Garrett Cole. Big time shot by Springer. Gives them 4 runs. Next up is Correa, 1-2 from Cole. And he strikes out on the slider. So Cole strikes out the side, but he does give up 4. On the mound for Houston will be Rogelio Armenteros. He's struggled mightily recently. His ERA is ballooned up to 4.60. Hopefully 4 runs is enough for Armenteros. He'll start off his day against Tyler Wade, 1-1 to Wade. He chops it to Altuve at second. Fields cleanly, thrown out at first. Nice out for Houston. Gio Urshela up next, hitting .319 on the season. And he's going to slap this one through the right side of the infield. That's a base hit with 1 out. For Gleyber Torres, now 1 on. Can't catch up to the slider. Nice pitch by Armenteros. Gets the strikeout. That's going to bring up the very powerful Giancarlo Stanton, but he swings at a changeup in the dirt. Nice pitching by Armenteros, keeping everything down against the Bronx Bombers. And he gets out of the 1st unscathed. Avisail Garcia up next to start the top of the 2nd. He gets a hold of a fastball, hits it deep to left center, and it clears the yard into the bullpen. Solo shot by Garcia to start off the top of the 2nd. His 7th of the season, and Garrett Cole is getting rocked today early by his former squad. It's got to be feel good if you're a Houston Astros fan. And it's 5-0 Houston. This one's in danger of getting away from New York. Up next is Maldonado, who's hitting under 200, and he slaps one up the middle for a base hit. Almost takes off Cole's head, and he's now on board. And that's going to bring up Michael Brantley, the top of the order, and he walks. Change up low, doesn't catch the plate, and that's going to do it for Garrett Cole. The manager is going to pull him. Only goes 1 inning. Not what the Yankees expected today. They're going to bring out Domingo German, who's at a 7.58 ERA. So I don't know how much better this is going to be, but everything is going wrong for New York early in this one. Alex Bregman is the first batter he'll face, and on a 2-0, he hits it up the middle, and instead of a double play ball, it is not fielded correctly. That is going to be an E6. So instead of 2 outs, it's bases loaded, no outs for Altuve. Hits it up the middle. They can't turn 2, and a run will score. 6-0 Houston now. Runners on the corners with 1 out. That's going to bring up Alvarez. First pitch to Alvarez, up the middle, base hit. Another run for Houston. That's 7. Altuve is going to try to get it to third, and he will. So another run on the board for Houston, absolutely destroying New York in this one. Next up, Bell, 2-0, hits it up the middle. This time it is fielded, and they will turn 2. That's 7-0 now for Houston. Do the Yankees have any sort of answer? Well, Sanchez, he will draw a first 4-pitch walk to start the inning, so not a bad start. Get a runner on. Next up, Luke Boyd, 2-2. Hit to Bregman at third. He fields it. Will throw Sanchez, and they will throw out. They will get the double play around the horn, so the runners already are erased. And to make matters worse, Gary Sanchez was hurt on the play. Sharp pain in his hip. Everything is going wrong for New York in this one. Didi up next. He will single, though, through the shift, so that'll put a runner on with 2 outs. Up next for the Yankees is Joe Adele, the former Angel, and he will ground out 6 for putouts, and it's still 7-0 after 2. The former Astro, Castro, will actually come in behind the plate. He signed with New York in the offseason as well, so he will replace Gary Sanchez for the rest of this one. Top of the third, German still on the mound. Springer, double to left to start the inning. The bats are not done for Houston, and he will get another runner in scoring position. We've seen plenty of that already early on in this one. Double number 22. Correa up next, full count, hits it up the middle. Nice play by the second baseman, but it's offline. Another error for New York. That's 2 now to start this game. Everything is going wrong. However, they do get a call there. But now runners on the corners, 1 out. Maldonado 2-1 to him. He gets a changeup. It's going to hit deep to left center, and that one I think is going to be deep enough. Springer on third will tag and go home. We have an 8-0 lead now for Houston. Now the top of the order, 2 outs though. Brantley hits it through the right side, gets underneath the glove of the first baseman. So maybe another 2-out rally for Houston. Bregman up next, 2-0 to him. Labels this one into left field. It is a single. Another run will come. 9-0 Astros. Bats are not done. Just because it's 2 outs doesn't mean this inning is over. Bregman now second in the American League in RBIs with 66. Altuve says, I want to get in on the action. He bloops this one into right center. Another single, another run. It's 10-0 Houston. Runners on the corners once more. Everybody getting a hold of the action here. Alvarez up next, 1-0 to him. High fastball. The one person where you think he could do something with that, and he pops up to center. But it's 10-0 now, Houston. This game is an absolute blowout, so we're not going to spend too much time with this one anymore. We're actually going to go bottom 4. Giancarlo leading off, and he will start it 1-0 from Armenteros. Gives him a changeup, and he does blast this one to left field. As soon as that left the glove, I knew that one was going to be blasted, or the hand of Armenteros. So a solo shot for Stanton will get New York on the board. But it's now 10-1, 400 feet to left, so a little bit of a dent in this huge Houston lead. But we are going to stay in the 4th as New York tries to get a little bit of a rally going. Now runner on first with 1 out. Gregorius, though, tries to turn 2, but Armenteros throws it away. Plenty of sloppy errors in this game, and not only is that not going to end the inning, it's going to result in a Yankees run. Batter comes all the way from first to home, and it's 10-2 now, and Gregorius is standing on second base. Joe Adell up next. He bloops this one into center. Springer can't get there in time. It will get down in front of him. So runners on the corners now, 1 out. Brings up Kike Hernandez, 1-0 to him. Slaps it through the left side. Another run for New York. Fielded badly by Garcia as well. And Adell will go to third base safely. They won't throw that an error, but to me that's an error. And it's 10-3 Houston. However, the next batter does pop up into foul territory. That'll be caught by Altuve. Nice running over there to get to that one. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 4th. Gio Urshela up next, 2-1 to him. Hits it to right field. It is caught out there. So it's now 10-3 Houston. But in the top of the 8th, Alvarez with a runner on first, 2 outs. He slaps this one into the gap in left center. Runner on first will come all the way home to score. So Houston gets run 11 in the top of the 8th. And that will blossom this lead to 8. Take a look at Alvarez. That's his 15th double of the season. Diego Castillo comes in, a man who's on the trade block. Somebody I've actually had some interest in maybe going after. Not made any moves yet. He does come in and close out the inning as Houston up 11-3. That'll be your final score. That'll do it for this one. 11-3. What a statement win in Game 1 of this 4-game series for Houston. They got to Cole early out of all people. New York absolutely stunned. Very disappointed with their performance in this one. 11 runs on 15 hits, 1 error. New York had 12 hits of their own, but left plenty of base runners. Armenteros gets the win. Cole gets the loss. And player of the game will go to George Springer. Went 2 for 4 with that home run. Also had a double in this game. Take a look at the stats. Plenty of good to go around for Houston. Pruitt also came in and gave an inning and 2/3 of relief. And New York gets crushed. Game 2, we win again 8-5. A 5-burger in the 8th. As we get home runs from Brantley, Alvarez, and Bregman. Continues to have a phenomenal 2021. McCullers he did about mediocre, but it's not really what you want from your ace. Go to Sim Game 3, and we actually get a injury update. Cliff Leveland fractured his leg. He was having a great season in AA. However, his season is probably over. That's a big blow to one of our brightest prospects this season. We do, however, win Game 3 9-7. So we go into the 4th game of this series with a chance to sweep them. Yankees bats finally came alive, however, it was not enough as we got to James Paxton. So Game 4 is the first day of July. But before we get there, we're going to do a June recap like we do at the end of every month. Our Astros currently sit 59-27, the best team in the American League. We'll take a look at how they stack up, but that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy getting 2 wins, including a blowout against New York. Please leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content as we push closer to 250. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.